I want to hear from airmen and sailors, both past and present, on this. And that is, do you guys actually have it a lot more difficult than what Marines and soldiers think? Recently, I was sitting with some coworkers that have some very close friends and family in both the Navy and the Air Force, and it turns out you guys have it much more difficult in some very critical aspects compared to Marines and soldiers. A common thing I've heard about both the Air Force and the Navy is that your promotion rates are both really slow. For example, I had a soldier that was a specialist E4 that was thinking about getting out of the Army and then joining the Navy. We talked to a soldier that was prior service Navy, and he urged him to pick up Sergeant E5 before getting out of the Army, so that way that rank could carry on over to the Navy, because it would be years before he even saw that rank if he got into the Navy. One thing I've heard about the Air Force is that you could actually retire as an E5, and in both branches, the Navy and the Air Force, you have to study and take tests and pass those tests and a board to see the next rank. Additionally, you guys have very demanding jobs, especially dealing with aircraft, and ships. They require the utmost attention to detail, and any discrepancy could have very catastrophic results. I'm not talking about only damage to equipment, but I'm talking about loss of life, your career, and potentially your freedom. And for the Navy, it takes a whole different breed of person and family unit to deal with times at sea. I'm talking about cramped living conditions, crazy work schedules, and going months without hearing from anybody. And I'm not going to lie, I've heard that both Air Force and Navy leadership can be much more toxic than what Marines and soldiers think they have. And lastly, you guys lack an NCO Corps and small unit leadership, something the Army and especially the Marine Corps prides itself on, where all decisions are made and are final at top, and there's no creative initiative or guidance to go all the way down and make things easier. Where in the Army and the Marine Corps, even the lowest enlisted ranks could have a lot of power and authority to get things done. One saying I got taught as a young Marine in regards to small unit leadership is, it doesn't matter how low the ranks are, but when there's more than one Marine is in charge. And one Marine could just simply have seniority over the other just because they went to boot camp 1 week before the other.